This is a Hot Pie Media original.
I can't believe Lil' Kim. It was Lil' Kim.
Lil' Kim. Yeah.
it was
Yes.
Lil' Kim.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Big Mama thing. It was like the first like dick and pussy song. Like, and we were like, oh my God, she just said, oh, you know, like, cause I was young and we were like, oh my God, she used to be scared of the dick. Now she throw lips at the shit, handled it like a real bitch. You know, like I was like, oh my fucking God, this is amazing. You know, so like WAP, I understand it. That's like that. The feeling that I got from Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
I get it, man. People like young 20-something-year-olds are listening to WAP and they're like, oh shit, oh my God, fucking, you know.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it, man. I love that. I love what Cardi B is doing.
I love that every 3 years we get one of those songs and people are still like, a gasp every time we get one of those songs.
There's got to be a great dick and pussy song for every generation, man.
Yeah.
Like that's got it. We got to have it. Like.
Media. Stupid dumb beat made by Devore.
Welcome to the gray area. Here's your host, Aaron Cheatham.
Hey guys, welcome to the Gray Area Podcast. I am your host, Aaron Cheatham, and welcome to 2022. This is our first live episode of the year. By live, I mean we're here because you're actually going to be watching this in the future, and this is in the past, so it's not necessarily live, but you understand what I'm saying, because last week we did Hey guys, welcome to the show. If you guys checked out our last episode, it was the last of our series of the Storytime series, and we read the Sneetches and Other Stories from Dr. Seuss. If you guys were a fan of that series, thank you, first of all four of you. And we might bring it back. It's not gone forever, but if you checked out last week's episode, the last of our Storytime series, let us know if you want to see any more of those. They're not going to be here, but they'll be like on, we'll do like a live thing. We'll do like a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live, and we'll continue reading stories over there. But a lot of things are going to be changing here in the gray area. Big changes coming to the show. We're going to get into that more next week, but I want you guys to know about 4 or 5 weeks, there's going to be some big changes around here. So don't be surprised. And I'm letting you know in advance. So that way, when the shit happens, you can't be like, hey, what happened to the gray area? It's not. I'm telling you now, you got time to start calibrating in your brain that shit's going to change. So enjoy it while it lasts. But just know, next week, we'll talk about it a little bit further. Also, this week's game, hold on, I'm going to do something that doesn't look good on camera. This month's game, we're playing Pandemic. So at the end of the month, January 26th, we'll be dropping our Pandemic episode. There's a fucking water ball in the way. Our Pandemic episode, we'll be playing Pandemic on our Gray Area gaming show of the month. It's a fun game. If you have never seen Pandemic or if you've never played Pandemic, trust me, guys, it's not based on COVID. In fact, it feels like Fauci and them are following a shitty playbook from this game trying to take care of the pandemic. But if you haven't seen it before, it's from Z-Man Games, and it's a blast to play. And this will be the first time we're playing a game where it's not competitive as much as it's cooperative. We're all working together to solve this problem. So please stay tuned for that. End of this month, Pandemic coming to the gaming channel. All right, then. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Is there something interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? BetterHelp assesses your needs and matches you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating with them in under 48 hours. Now, it's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional therapy done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. That's where my eyes mess up, right there in that same spot. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change therapists if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/gray. That's betterhelp.com/gray, Gray, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states. Special offer for gray area listeners. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. That's betterhelp.com/gray, Gray. BetterHelp.com/gray. All right, guys, we have a guest in studio. Legit, one of my favorite people, not only in Austin, but really one of my favorite people ever. Fantastic musician. If you guys frequent restaurants where you have to pay $50 a plate, you've probably heard him playing in the background. And little known Black History fact, he's probably going to teach my daughter how to play guitar. So I got to have a lot of love for this dude. I'd like to welcome our guest to the gray area, Chris Devore. Chris.
How you doing?
What's up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here.
You know what? Because it's like we don't have a chance to talk as much as I like. So I was like, well, fuck it. I'll just bring you on the show. And then we can do for the people what we do when we hang out anyways. Which is just talk shit. And maybe I'll ask some questions about things that I'm interested in. But for the most part, like you've been trying to corner me down on some conversations. Or you've been trying to get my opinion on some stuff for a couple of years. And I've kind of dodged it with good reason. With very good reason. Mm-hmm. Very good reason. But musician extraordinaire, Chris Devore.
Well, thank you. Coming from the comedian extraordinaire. You're my favorite comedian in the whole world. Aaron Cheatham.
You're my favorite.
Amazing comedian.
You're my favorite musician in this studio.
Really?
Yeah, legit.
Really?
There's about 4 of them in here.
Well, I don't know. Do you want them to feel like kind of left out?
No, here's the thing. You seen G's dreads.
Mm-hmm.
Those dreads automatically, just by having dreads, he can do 2 things. He can turn invisible and kill people in the jungle, and he can play the shit out of some steel drums.
Yeah.
He's a legit, just off top, just because of the dreads. You get that comes with the dreads. You grow them, and automatically that's your superpower. That's the ability you're given.
That is incredibly intimidating.
Which one, the first or the second?
Both.
Both?
Quite honestly, yeah.
Well, if you see 3 red dots circling around my head.
I love, dude, don't even bring up Predator. Because Predator is like one of my favorite animal being things in the universe. I love Predator.
Predator 1 or Predator 2?
No, I love Predator. I love the idea of Predator.
Okay.
It is a killer alien with an honor system. And
Facts.
I love it. I love it. I love Predator.
Okay. You know what? I can't even argue that. I was looking for a joke, but I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to do it.
No, I'm dead serious.
I'm not even going to do it.
I love Predator. I love Predator.
Yeah?
Predator only kills killers.
Is that what his code was?
You know that? You don't know that?
I did not. I guess.
Oh, dude. And it goes deeper than that.
I guess I missed that part of it.
It goes deeper than that. In Predator 2, a female cop like goes after Predator. After Predator kills all these people on a subway car because they're all armed.
Right.
Predator only kill armed people or people who are like major threats.
Okay.
Like they come to Earth to hunt humans as game.
Mm-hmm.
And they are looking for the baddest ass humans to kill and take their skulls as trophies.
Yeah.
That's kind of so this female cop goes after Predator, right? In Predator 2, Danny Glover. I love that movie.
That's my favorite Predator if I had to pick one.
I love it. And he stops her, grabs her, and then he gives her a scan and realizes she's pregnant. And even though she has a gun, even though she's like a super cop, you know, she's part of like the elite unit of cops. Even though she has a gun and she's going after him and she's a threat, he still won't kill her.
Right.
Because the Predator code, man.
And he knows that she can't kill him. That's also a plus.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, Predator kills a lot of people who are just armed. Like Predator kills all those people on the subway. They're not necessarily threats, but they're armed.
Well, I'm saying she's armed and he lets her go, but he's not afraid if I turn my back, this bitch is going to kill me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, you couldn't, even if you wanted, you can't.
Predator's still cautious and smart. And I think Predator respects her for being a part of an elite cop unit. And also, I don't know that gender matters that much to Predator. Predator might not even fully understand.
I don't know that
gender.
Predator might be gender neutral.
Right. I keep wanting to say he, but Predator is just Predator.
They.
Yeah.
Them.
Yep.
Us.
Yep.
We.
I wish.
You know what?
If
I don't
we were
want
Predator.
us. Yeah, right.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
To be a predator?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you rather be a predator or alien?
Oh, Predator. Dude, aliens are stupid. Aliens are mindless creatures that just, hunt and feed or do whatever they do. I mean, they're just, predators are.
But the queen was like a bad bitch.
Yeah, but still, all she does is lay eggs and eat. And she's chained, I don't know who chained her up, but
You mean like every woman?
Oh, oh, come on. Oh, God. Don't go there. Don't go there.
I told you, after 10 minutes, the show falls apart.
Yeah. No, if you're going to go there, I'm going to talk about your New Balances.
I'm not wearing New Balances.
Yeah, no, sure. Of course not. Of course not.
I'm not wearing New Balances.
Actually, those aren't the actual shoes that he's wearing. He just has those on the floor next to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's actually wearing New Balance shoes.
This isn't the first time.
They're like yellow. They're yellow and white New Balance shoes. They are the deadliest shoes.
Don't fucking put that
planet.
Kawhi Leonard shit on me. Don't you fucking Kawhi me. Even though I do have some Kawhi looking braids under this hat right now. Do not Kawhi me. God damn it. Holy shit, we just spent 7 minutes on the Predator.
And Predator is worth a lot more than that.
Okay, what about the one with Shania Lathan? The one in the temple.
Oh, Alien versus Predator?
Alien versus Predator.
I love Alien versus Predator.
Well, didn't they do a sequel to that one too?
They did, and it breaks a little bit of Predator code in that one, but kind of does and doesn't, because there's the Predalien, the
Predalien.
Yeah, the Predator and
the Predalien.
An alien impregnates a Predator and makes a Predalien, which kills indiscriminately, unlike a Predator, which kills very discriminately, only kills threats and badasses. The Predalien kills a bunch of babies in that movie. I don't know if have you seen it?
I've seen it, but here's the thing. And you're gonna get into this. I don't remember. I have a really good memory, but when it comes to movies and stuff and even music, I remember the overall thing, kind of. But unless it's something I've watched 20 times, then I know I've seen it. I know I remember it. I remember Shania Lathan and them sliding down the thing into I remember the movie, but particular specific parts or even specific plot points, I may not remember. So
right. Well, I only remember it if I love it. And I love Alien versus Predator.
Okay.
Alien versus Predator 2 it's fine, but Alien versus Predator 1, the one you're talking about, I love that movie because it's also like an adventure movie.
Yes.
Like Indiana Jones. You go underground to this temple that's under the ice, in Antarctica.
Yes.
I love that kind of adventure.
Which is a real place, by the way. The temple under the ice in Antarctica.
Of course.
I've been there.
You have?
In a previous life.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would love to go there.
I'll take you sometime.
I'm going to be extra careful though. We're going to stick together.
Predaliens?
No, Predaliens are in the sequel, so we don't have to worry about them in the temple.
So, okay, here we go. Alien versus Predator versus Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, dude, Freddy versus Jason is undoubtedly one of the worst movies ever made.
All right, cool.
Freddy versus Jason is such a bad movie. I can't even laugh at it. Jason X is amazing. It's bad, but I love it. It's bad in all the right ways. Freddy versus Jason is bad in all the bad ways.
I'm not a big horror movie guy, right? But because Nightmare on Elm Street fucked me up when I was a kid. Fucked me up solid. And so I didn't really get down with the Freddy Krueger shit. And I never really liked Jason shit, but I did watch Jason X. And because when I got older, I was like, I ain't no bitch. I'm gonna watch this. And I tried, and I laughed. I'm the guy that in a movie theater, if I go to or even in a haunted house, I laugh through my scare. You know what I'm saying?
Jason X, I would say, is 75% comedy.
I laughed my ass off in Jason X.
Yeah, it's a funny movie. It is mostly comedy, I think.
Yes. And then Freddy versus Jason, that was one I could watch because I was like, I kind of just want to see these. I felt like I want to see some badass shit. I want to see these dudes go at it. If y'all supposed to be the king of scaring and shit, it's a dude thing, I think. My pride was I got to see which one of these motherfuckers wins. Right? Same thing with Alien versus Predator. And then I saw Sanaa Lathan was in it. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going for Sanaa Lathan because I love me some Sanaa Lathan. She's shit. Do you even?
I have no idea who she is, but if she's the main chick in Alien versus
the
Predator,
black chick,
then I know who she is.
Yes, she also did Out of Time.
She was very mediocre and perfect for that movie.
Yeah, she's perfect for that movie.
She was.
It
requires
perfect.
a very mediocre person
don't
who's
do
like,
this.
I'm the guide and I'm in charge. I'm in charge of your lives and you do what I say and it's my way or the highway, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm just saying her role the role that the role of her character
don't shit on Sanaa Lathan.
is a lame role.
Don't shit on Sanaa Lathan.
It's not her. It's not her fault. She didn't write it. She didn't come up with the role.
You just put her out there like she's mediocre.
I'm
She is not mediocre. Have you seen Love and Basketball?
I'm saying she was perfect for her mediocre role. That's what I'm saying.
Out of Time with Denzel?
And she was hot.
That's about 90% of her character is hot.
Yeah. No. Hot and badass. Pretty badass. I mean,
you know what? I'll be 100% honest. Sanaa Lathan is she is the B-level Rosario Dawson. That's who Sanaa Lathan is. Like the roles that Rosario Dawson is like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go do Clerks. Then they go, okay, we'll call Sanaa. And then Sanaa Lathan gets those roles. Or she did for a while. I don't know what she's doing now. Hopefully she's thinking about coming to find the guy that's defending her honor right now. That'd be fantastic if she came to back up the dude that's defending her. So you're a musician, huh?
Kind of.
We've had this conversation a bunch about like the difference between artists and musicians. And I like to think of you as an artist. But
my opinion's changed over time.
Has it really?
Yes, because I realize musicians do what they're told to do, and I don't. I don't ever do what I'm told to do. I don't ever do what I'm asked to do. I only do what I want to do. So I guess that makes me kind of an artist.
Because I tried to tell you, I called you an artist before, and you're like, I'm kind of I'm a musician. You kind of corrected me on that.
Yeah, and I felt that way for a long time.
When did that change happen?
I guess we all grow up over time in little bits. Some of us, obviously, I did. I did. I can't speak for anyone else in this room.
Kayla, grow up.
But so my thing was, a musician is somebody who understands music, who can play real music. An artist is somebody who can just arbitrarily create. This was my old opinion. Like, to be an artist, all you need to do is pollock some paint on a canvas. You don't have to know what you're doing. You can just strum some whatever, whatever, sing, and you can call it art, right? You can call anything a turd in foil.
I tell my kids that all the time. There's no mistakes in art. Just do it. It's art.
Sure. Anything can be art. So, for a long time, I think I thought, okay, I play like a lot of jazz standards. I don't really play original music. So that, first of all, that means I'm not an artist, right? If I don't create my own music. I play jazz standards. I play the song that I played today is a Russian folk song. I'm playing all covers basically. So I was like, that makes me a musician because artists create. But over time, I think I've come to realize that, another part of the distinction is what I choose to do. What I actually do is what I want. And I think that makes me an artist because musicians get told to play Christmas songs. They're like, I want you to come play Tom Petty. And then I want you to play Christmas songs. And then I want you to play, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey at the end of the set, and that's what musicians do. And here's the music and play it. Right. And that's not me. I don't do that. And I don't play with ensembles. I don't, I'm not the guitar for hire that'll come play in your blues band or whatever you want. I only do what I want to do. And I guess that makes me an artist because I want to do what I do with sincerity. I want to love what I do. I want to do it with sincerity. I don't want to be fake about it. I don't like playing things that I don't want to play. And I want to put on the best performance that I can.
I'll tell you another distinction is that a musician will play it and it sounds just like every other version or rendition of a song. An artist makes it their own. Whether it's a cover or not, an artist makes it their own. Ray Charles, America the Beautiful, made it his own. You know what I'm saying? And every time, and there's so many examples of people who did a song that's been around forever, but when you think of that song, you think of them and that version that they did because they made it their own. And in that definition, you're 100% an artist because when you play music, it doesn't sound like everybody else's version of that song. It's you playing that song. It's your version. It's you just feeling it and loving it, living that song or that moment, I should say, actually. It doesn't feel recorded. I don't think that if I watch you do the song you just performed again, that it's going to feel exactly the same as it did today. The next time you do it, it'll probably feel different. You know what I'm saying? Like every moment is like, I'm a comedian. I might perform the same set every day this week, but I guarantee you it's not going to feel like the same set every day this week. You watch me do a set in a house up in fucking Pflugerville in front of 15 people with pizza being ordered. I did that same set a week later. It didn't feel nothing like that. It's completely different, you know, because an artist adjusts, a musician or a musician, and I don't know like an equivalent to other art genres of, I guess every genre has a version of musician versus artist, but it will probably be the same every time I hit this quarter note, hit this half note, whole note, rest 3 measures, come back in. Nah, that's not what you do.
You'd be surprised that like a lot of all my sets are kind of the same every time.
The energy's not though.
Yeah, energy depends on the people that I have around me. I mean,
and a musician will play it straight to the beat every time. An artist feels it and gives them what they want, gives them what's in them that day. If you're having a shitty day, if you're having a bad day, it probably doesn't sound the same as when you're having a great fucking day. You know, you'll give them a good performance either way, but the energy is different. The intent behind the music is different. I'm just speaking from myself as an artist, that perspective, because I know I'll do the same set. I can do the same set, but my energy dictates how this is going to come off. And then also the crowd's energy. You know, I can't go up there and be like, yo, da-da-da, and yelling and being loud with a crowd that's very small and intimate and quiet. You know, I have to match their energy in order for the what I'm doing to relay to them. And I think you do a very good job of that as well.
Yeah, you give what you get.
Yeah, for sure. And then we saw a really badass van that night. Like that van was dope.
People don't usually say that.
Yeah, that was a really
We saw a really badass windowless van driven by some Asian guy.
with duct tape inside.
Yeah,
Lots and lots of duct tape.
It was really awesome.
Yeah.
Like, gosh.
Yeah. No toilet, but lots of duct tape.
It's always the quiet one.
It's always the quiet one. I talked to him about that van like a week ago or so. I was like, oh, it was really dope that you check out your van or whatever. He was like, he kind of gave me this thing like I was being weird. I was like, you're the fucking dude that pulled up to a house and showed us your van. Like, how am I the weird one right now? The fuck is that about?
But I feel that dude, I feel that way about him all the time.
Hans?
Yeah.
Here we go. Hans Kim, we talking to you. Like, your van is dope, but you kind of do give off Predator vibes. Not like little kid Predator vibes, but like, if I'm homeless in Austin and I saw your van pulled up, my booty cheeks would clench up. Those type of vibes.
No, like chloroform is his friend. Because he ain't taking anybody by force, right?
Yeah, he's no.
So chloroform, blow dart gun, that kind of thing,
I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, but he is Asian, so it's probably smoke bomb.
There's that.
Yes, because he's got mad ninjas. Just boom, smoke bomb, you're gone. Darkwing Duck, just like that.
Yep.
Can I ask you another question, a random question about music?
What's that?
Why are we getting old, or does music kind of suck now?
I think about that all the time. And yes, I think music started sucking in the 90s.
So it's not so much of we're old and these kids.
But we are old. I mean, 90s is like almost classic rock.
At this point, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it's been 30 years. At this point, it is classic rock.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like that, the garbage that I hated in the 90s is now like the music of my generation.
You mean the band Garbage?
Well, yeah, garbage. I remember when that album came out, my friend got talked into buying it. He was going to buy concert tickets, and the guy at the register was like, "Hey, have you heard Garbage? This is their album. You should buy." He totally talked my friend into buying it, and he put it on, and we all hated it. And he felt like a sucker, which he was. He got suckered by the guy at Waterloo Records to buying that.
One good song on there?
I didn't.
What was their big song?
I forgot.
That says a lot. Hold on.
Was it the I Would Die For You?
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to type in Garbage single, and it's not even, Garbage.
Is it the I Would Die For You song?
Is that them?
Garbage? I don't know. I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
Hold on. Only Happy When It Rains? Crush? Crush? Is that G, do you know Garbage?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Only Happy When It Rains or number one. It says number one crush. Yep. All right. So they're garbage.
Yeah. Well, I think there is a balance of like we're getting older and music is getting worse. I mean, so this is a thing that I've been thinking of for a long time. I think the Beatles, I want to say two things. One, Beatles changed music forever. Two, Anchorman changed comedies forever. And I think they did it in the same way.
How?
After the Beatles came out, I think the Beatles were the first bass player, drummer, guitar player, singers, like that first format of band to become incredibly popular, right? Before then, you had horn sections, you had bands with pianists, you had jazz bands, you had vocal groups. I think, they were the first big rock band. There's no disputing that. They were the first super famous rock band of all time. So I think after the Beatles hit success, producers and companies...
Are you skipping past the Beach Boys?
Well, I think producers and companies were trying to recreate that. And Beach Boys may have very well been the first run of trying to catch that Beatles mania. I mean, I think after them, everybody wanted that format.
Okay.
I think they changed music.
But the way the Jackson 5 changed R&B.
Sure. Yeah. The way a lot of things, but there's few bands like the Beatles.
Continue.
Like there's few acts or bands that are as famous as the Beatles. I really can't think of another band or any musician that's as famous as the Beatles were. I mean, they were so famous. Michael Jackson was phenomenal and incredibly famous, but the Beatles still just kind of, they were the biggest thing around. I think they were one of the biggest things ever. Now, I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I love, the Beatles is great. I can listen to Beatles. I can name you a lot of their songs and ones that I like and ones that I don't like. And I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but I think that they changed music forever. And they turned the music industry into this dragon chasing kind of thing, where producers and companies are looking for that again. They want to find that again. And they do that over and over and over and over, and Michael Jackson, they found one and they latched onto him and they made him, because money really is a huge advantage in any industry, but in the music industry, if you want to play at the biggest theaters and venues, they cost money. All the big acts pay to play. To play at Stubbs probably costs 20, 30 grand to have Stubbs.
Right.
And I'm talking about, your stage, your lighting, the place itself is probably 5-10 grand just to have the area.
Staffing.
And then you want to make hopefully 100 grand in ticket sales, blah, blah, blah. That's where the big money is and that's where the big show is. And then you pay a bunch of money for marketing to put butts in that place.
Mm-hmm.
You advertise to the tourists in the area, to the people who are already fans of the genre, fans of the band, fans of Stubbs. The more money you put into it. So record companies figured that out after the Beatles and just they're looking for the next big thing. And I think once a big thing comes out, then they're looking for the next one of that. Like they've just been chasing, the next big thing for a really long time. So in recent times, whatever's on the radio now, whatever garbage is around is a product of whatever came before it.
Of 60 years of them chasing the dragon?
Well, or of just 10 of of generations of years of them chasing the dragon, Maybe they're looking for the next Jason Derulo now, or they're looking for the next, I actually kind of like Jason Derulo, or they're looking for the next whoever, they were looking for the next Nicki Minaj, and then they were looking for the next this or that, they're just trying to keep it rolling and find the next big thing. I mean, I think what you get is a lot of kind of cheap imitation music. Well, it all gets watered down over time.
To that point, it's like a copy of a copy.
Right.
You get about 13 copies in, and it's like this is kind of a really distorted version of the original product.
What we all loved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That makes sense. To that point, it makes sense.
Really, I think Michael Jackson might be, what we hear now today might be like the 13th or 15th rendition of watered down Michael Jackson kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it is the pop R&B, pop R&B with a little bit of rap mixed in. The popular music now is that kind of
dance
combination,
catchy.
right? Kind of rappy, kind of dancey, kind of R&B. It's definitely, I think, in the R&B realm, not the original R&B realm, but in that realm.
All right, hold on. Let me ask you this then. Remember, I asked you to use your brain. What do you think was the best Beatles copy or rendition? As we go down the line or whatever, like I'm thinking for Michael Jackson, like they probably should have stopped when they found Usher. You know what I'm saying? When they found Usher, that was like the time to stop, and they kept going. They kept going.
I like Jason Derulo. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I just like his style. I think he's got good style. There's newer music.
I've never got into Jason Derulo.
I think he's pretty.
What about The Weeknd?
I hated The Weeknd at first.
Me too.
Because of the 5 a.m. booty call song.
The 50 Shades of Grey song?
Is it?
Is that the song from, or is that actual song 5 a.m. booty call?
Yeah, it's like the 5 a.m. booty call. Do you know how does it go?
You only call me when it's 5:30.
Oh, that song.
The only time I really.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was like, okay, it's kind of catchy, but it's dumb, and it's like this. It just promotes this culture of lameness, I mean, it's young.
Booty calls?
It's young.
Ain't nothing lame about
drunk.
a booty call.
Well, I mean, being drunk at 5 a.m, booty call, I only want you when I'm wasted at 5 a.m. It's a very young thing to relate to, but it's kind of dumb.
Sing that song to my wife every weekend.
That's what I sang to her on my wedding day. Okay?
On the wedding day, yes.
I only call you when it's 5:30. Yeah. But now, man, The Weeknd is kind of, The Weeknd's doing like a really hipster retro thing. I mean, but I also don't mind it. It's really good and catchy. So I do kind of, I like the new stuff.
I do also tell my wife that I can't feel my face when I'm with her. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch for the whole rest of the month of January. But I didn't know I knew that much Weeknd until right now. I was like, oh shit, I actually know a few Weeknd songs. Once she said that, I was like, oh, that's right, that is The Weeknd. And I know like 5 Weeknd songs.
Yeah. A lot of them are really, really catchy and really good. I mean, there's still good stuff coming out, in my opinion.
I don't think that, like you, the 90s is pretty much my peak. 90s, early 2000s is like my shit, right? It's been mostly R&B. 90s, early 2000s, 80s too. Like from 80s to early 2000s, R&B, some hip hop, pop shit. Forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. So continue.
When 50 Cent came out, I was like, God, I hate this guy. He sucks. I can't stand him. He's such a poser, man.
Wankster?
He's just a gangster who's like trying to be, I had all these opinions. It was new and I hated it. But now, up against the rap that's out there now, when I hear 50 Cent, I'm like, shit, there it is. I'm like,
that's what I was gonna say.
There fucking is right there. But this is the shit right here, y'all. Like, listen to this. This is rap music. Like, this is, but it's funny how that definitely changes over time. I hear Yin Yang Twins now, and I'm like,
that's my shit.
Okay, but I hated it when it came out. I hated it. Well, I didn't like Lil Jon. I didn't like that early 2000s stuff. I hated it. I was such a purist. I was like, Jay-Z and Biggie are all that,
KRS-One.
And of course, all the good Houston stuff at the time. Everybody, they are all that is. And all these new guys are just poppy. That's what they were. Yin Yang Twins, Lil Jon, 50 Cent. It was this pop garbage. It was this pop rap. This
is what I was gonna say. Is that like my era was like 90s, early 2000s, and now I'm listening to this stuff. I'm like, I don't see like I grew up on real baby making music, right? I grew up going to the club where people really danced their asses off in the club, where we really got down. Like, the Kid and Play era wasn't that far gone by the time I was hitting the club. We were still partying like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you left a party sweaty, yes, you were trying to get some booty, but more important was we were gonna have a good fucking time tonight. And I just don't see like how this music, I don't see how you can listen to this and do those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hear any good baby making music right now. The Weeknd's probably the closest thing we have to like somebody's dropping baby making music. Him and Trey Songz, and ain't nobody fucked the Trey Songz in at least 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say like he's a decade behind.
Yeah. So it's like where is that? And maybe it's just because I'm older and I can't relate to it, but like I don't see how people are dancing their asses off and getting sweaty to the shit that's out now.
Look, I love dance music. I didn't before I was sober, which is 9 years sober now as of December 28th.
Congrats.
Before I was sober, I hated all electronic music except rap music. Like beats, rap and beats was okay because the quality of rhythm and tone that rappers have, I can appreciate as a musician, right? But electronic music, purely electronic music, I hated it. I despised it. I was like, that's not real music. It's garbage. And then when I got sober, for some reason, I started going downtown to dance clubs, right? And I just really and for like a solid year, I was going and dancing every night. I was going to all the dance clubs.
Really?
And dancing all night and sweating my ass off every night. This is when I was like 150 pounds because I was going dancing every night, just sweating every night to house music, drum and bass music, dubstep mixed in.
I was about to say
like,
that's when the shit fell off for me. Like dubstep was kind of when for me I noticed the turn because it was like we never came back from dubstep.
Yeah, but dubstep's not so much a thing now.
It's not, but what it created kind of took us away from the shit that we liked, that we grew up on.
I love dubstep, but it's got to be less than like a minute of dub. Like I can't listen to 5 minutes of dubstep.
Of one song?
Right. But when you got a good DJ who's mixing
absolutely.
some house and some drum and bass and mixes some dubstep into it and then mixes some dubstep with some rap and like some of my favorite DJs and my favorite stuff to go downtown, a lot of it was at Plush, man. They're DJs. They mix hip hop, dubstep, drum and bass. They mix it all together.
I love a hip hop cumbia mix. Anybody?
That's great.
Anybody that can mix cumbias and hip hop and go back and forth between that, those genres and throw some dubstep in there, that's my fucking party.
There's a lot of great danceable music now. I would venture to say there's more great danceable music now than there was in the 90s.
Shut up. No.
Dude,
no.
Yeah, because electronic music, the beats that are out, there's so much of it and it grinds. It really does.
You know what part of it is for me too is that like we had our standard bearers back in our day, right? Like you knew that we knew who the top guys were. We knew if they dropped an album, like, yo, I got to hear the new single, all that. I have no idea. There's so many people out now. The market's been flooded with so much stuff.
Look,
I don't even know where to go to find.
That's a good and bad thing. It's a good thing because we're not being told who to like. And that's the thing about the record industry with the Beatles is they wanted to have control and tell everybody, this is who you listen to. This is who you like and this is who you buy.
Mm-hmm.
And the record industry, now that everybody can make their own recordings, now that there's more independent record labels, now that there's not 4 major record labels that do everything. Now everybody's got a record label. Now there's not one old fucking white guy telling you what to like, because that's what it was for a long time, was the executives of these record companies saying, this is our new guy or gal, and this is what you're going to buy, and this is what you're going to like, and this is what you're going to listen to. So now, yeah, there's a lot more garbage, but there's a lot more freedom too, and there's a lot more choice involved. So, I mean, I think it's a give or take.
I hear that, but at the same time, when I'm trying to keep up with, because I don't want to completely just shit on it. I don't want to be that guy. All this shit sucks. I want to find the good stuff, but it's really hard to find the good stuff if there's so much stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to sift through it all. Because if you sit there and you sit, like I've legit like been on I had Tidal for a little while, and I would go like to Rap Caviar, and I would just like listen, or even on Spotify, like I'll listen to like what's hot, the mix, right? Because I want to know what's hot. I want to still listen and shit. But it's like when you sit, it's like going to an open mic and you got to sit through 30 shitty open mic comics to get to that one person that you actually fuck with. That's how that's a slow death, right? And I feel the same way when I'm sitting there and I was like, I don't know, so I have to listen to everything to try to find the thing that I like.
Sure.
And I have to listen to so much bad that it's like, you can only listen to bad or shit you don't like for so long. And I only have 6 skips because I'm not paying for premium. So after that 6 skip, I got to just sit there and listen to the bullshit. And it's like, this is all terrible. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going back to my old playlist. Whitney Houston, Start at the Top, let's go. And so I found myself just listening to more of the shit that I grew up on and like actually deep diving. Like over the past 2 years, I've been like deep diving more into the music that was hot when I was a kid that maybe I missed. I've been jamming some Peabo Bryson like a motherfucker lately. Like I've been going back and like just rediscovering things from my childhood, early adulthood, because it's so hard to find something that I dig, or maybe I just don't want to put in the work. Sometimes I would like for the white man to tell me what I'm supposed to be listening to.
You know, and that's why I listen to the radio, to the FM, and while I'm driving.
Yeah.
So because I love that Doja Cat song.
Which not fuck with Doja Cat.
Kiss Me More, the Kiss Me More song. I love it. It's got a great rhythm. It's upbeat. The way that she raps is like, it's almost, I think she's very, see, I have an appreciation for Nicki Minaj too, in a way. I love the way.
Nicki or Cardi? Who do you prefer?
I like Nicki Minaj. I've had this discussion with my wife. I think Nicki's got the better flow. I think Cardi's got good style. I think I love that she did WAP and she introduced, because we had Big Mama Thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Big Mama Thing.
I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips at the shit. Handle it like a real bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Like that was our jam.
No, mine was My Neck, My Back.
Well, okay, before that was Big Mama Thing.
I don't remember that.
She was on Biggie's label. And that song
Big
was
Mama Thing?
I think it was called Big Mama Thing. Yeah. It was oh God.
Like the name sounds familiar, but you were just kicking.
It's a Big Mama Thing. Oh God. What's her name, babe? I can't believe Lil' Kim. It was Lil' Kim.
Lil' Kim. Yeah. Yes.
Lil' Kim.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Big Mama Thing. It was like the first like dick and pussy song. Like, and we were like, oh my God, she just said, oh, you know, like, because I was young and we were like, oh my God, she used to be scared of the dick. Now she throw lips at the shit, handled it like a real bitch. You know, like I was like, oh my fucking God, this is amazing. You know, so like WAP, I understand that's like that. The feeling that I got from Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
I get it, man. People like young 20-something-year-olds are listening to WAP and they're like, oh shit, oh my God, fucking, you know.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it, man. I love that. I love what Cardi B is doing.
I love that every 3 years we get one of those songs and people are still like, aghast every time we get one of those songs.
There's got to be a great dick and pussy song for every generation, man.
Yeah.
Like that's got to, we got to have it. Like, somebody's got to make
my
it.
Knob, like corn on the cob.
Yeah. except 3 6 Mafia is like some fucking shit that no one, you know. Only dude, they're not a big name. They're just not. So High Till I Die hit
they're
the charts.
Grammy award winning.
They did, but most people haven't heard Beat Them Hoes Down or Long and Hard. The Dick. The Dick. That like most people haven't heard.
Fair enough.
The 3 6 Mafia, Lick My Nuts. Right?
Yeah.
Suck my butt.
Yes.
Suck my balls. Lick my nuts.
Wait,
like,
hold on.
Most people don't know the real 3 6 Mafia. They know the commercial. They know like
Tear the Club Up.
They know like 5% of 3 6 Mafia. They don't know Beat Them Hoes Down. They've never heard a song dedicated to beating hookers up so that they obey you. Like they don't know. They don't. People don't know the real 3 6 Mafia. They only, you know, because there's 2 3 6 Mafias. There's this little one that's like, hey everybody, oh they grind, and then there's the real 3 6 Mafia. That is the filthiest butt sucking.
You know, when it was an actual mafia, not just Juicy J.
It's awful shit. It's awful, awesome,
actually
terrible shit.
I will say this: before Lil' Kim was the original, the 2 Live Crew.
Sure, absolutely.
2 Live Crew. And to this day, if 2 Live Crew comes on, I'm going to listen at the detriment of my children. Like,
and a lot of Too Short. Too Short had Cocktails. Did you ever hear Cocktails?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Cocktails back in the day. I was like, oh shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
no. 2 Live Crew was the first shock and awe. Like,
sure.
Yeah. Somebody say, we want ears get covered and shit. Like we don't.
2 Live Crew was
every couple years we get one of those.
Sure. So look, Nicki Minaj, I just think she has better flow, man. The stupid Bottoms Up song. Again, I kind of hated it when I heard it on the radio the first time, but Nicki Minaj's flow is, you know, she's fast, she's clean, she's
versatile.
She's really unique. She's got a unique thing that people are copying now, like Doja Cat. I think copies Nicki Minaj a lot of ways with like that real QT, like you know, which also Missy Elliott a little bit. But
Facts.
I think, you know, she Nicki Minaj left a mark on female rappers.
Top 5 female rappers all time.
Oh God, dude. Well, first of all, the chick in Masterpiece chick.
Mia X.
Yeah. Dude, I love her.
Dude, so hard.
I love her. I love her. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Like she's just one of my all-time favorites. Lil' Kim will always be. I'll always have a special place for Lil' Kim because she was also like the first like dirty bitch rapper. Like she
was the first real like superstar female rapper,
and she was Biggie's crew.
Yeah, Junior Mafia. But there have been female MCs before. You know, there have been Latifah, there have been MC Light, but nobody. She was the first one that had a person that type of charisma, that type of personality that like you had to stop and listen. If you saw Lil' Kim on TV, it was like, stop flipping the channels. What the fuck is Lil' Kim doing? I got to see what Lil' Kim is doing. So, all right, yeah, I'll give you that.
This might surprise you, but I like Eve. I really, Love Is Blind was a big, like, Love Is Blind came and I was like, damn, like, I really like the structure of the song. I like that she kills this dude that's beating her friend. I like the story. I like her flow. So I went and bought her album.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it at Walmart. And I did not know at the time.
It was edited?
I had no idea that it was going to be edited. And I was so fucking pissed. But I listened to it anyway until I got the unedited version. But I listened to that whole album. And like...
That was on the first one, right?
I think it's her only.
No, she had two.
She did?
Yeah,
okay,
she had the one with Tambourine.
Okay, yeah. Then it was her first album.
Yeah.
I love it. So, I mean, on the top of the pyramid, by all means, above all others is Lauryn Hill. And I do consider her a rapper, man. Superstar on Miseducation is like one of my favorite flows.
Talent-wise, yeah. But, I mean, part of being at the top is like having a real catalog. And she doesn't have a real catalog. She's got the Fugees album and she has...
I don't even care about Fugees.
So if you're just going off of the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which is a great fucking album.
It is enough. It is enough.
Is it? I mean,
it is.
Obviously it is because people are still clamoring for Lauryn Hill.
It is enough.
Like I had this whole big deal last year when CM Punk came back to wrestling. He had been out 7 years. This dude ain't wrestling in 7 years. He came back and I'm ecstatic. And I feel like in the hip hop community that there are people that feel that same way about Lauryn Hill. Like if she comes back, it's going to make somebody's year, you know?
I will be all over it.
But for me, that one album isn't enough for me. And
okay, but Fugees, I'm not crazy about Wyclef, right?
I'm not crazy about
Nas.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But her work on Nas's album, that also bumps her up, man, because that's as you know, I think that is a contender for
the world.
I think that's a contender for one of the greatest rap albums of all time.
You love
Even
Nomadic.
though I don't think Nas is one of the best rappers, he's up there. He's just not one of the top 10 in my opinion. But I think that album is one of the best. I would say that's in the top 5, maybe top 3 best rap albums of all time. It's such a strong, It's such a strong album, and Lauryn Hill being on it is so amazing. Like that, she's a big part of what makes it so amazing. But Miseducation, man, like her flow on Superstar, totally dissing Wyclef. It's an amazing flow. All of that whole album is full of rhythmical magic singing. That's like, I love it. And then the hit song Doo-Wop, it's that now that'll get me dancing all night. Like I love it. I love her flow in that song.
That's a great flow in that song.
Dude, it's a fucking badass flow in that song. Man. Yeah. Like she is a fucking badass. And I think that is the best rap song of its year.
What year was that? 96?
Something like that.
96, 97? 96.
97, 98? Were you looking at that? Miseducation.
I think that was 96. G, do you know? I do not. Do you know who Lauryn Hill is?
I'm going to say 98.
I do.
Okay. Because you're from the islands and stuff, so I assume you would know. You might know her personally. You know where we can find her? Tell her, get her ass out here, sing a song.
I'll make some phone calls.
Make some phone calls, pull some strings. 98?
98. Oh.
98.
Thank you.
Hold on. So that's the year Eminem came out.
You
don't fuck with him.
Look, Eminem is one of the most proficient rappers of all time. Okay. You ever heard of Yngwie Malmsteen?
Who?
Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yes, I've heard the name.
Swedish dope who's an amazing guitar player.
Yeah.
He's an amazing shredder, neoclassical. He plays, and he's like a major asshole, right? And he's a fucking great guitar player. But he's not a great musician. He's not, everybody dogs on him. He's just incredibly proficient. You know, he's incredibly fast and incredibly precise. And he's an incredible guitar player, but he's not he doesn't really make great.
Are you about to say
music.
that's Eminem?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Eminem is one of the most proficient, talented, gifted, virtuosic rappers. I could say a lot of things about Eminem. I think he's a virtuoso. He's incredibly talented. He's incredibly gifted. He has an amazing sense of rhythm and an amazing ability to rhyme, an outstanding ability to rhyme, maybe one of the best. Like he is one of the best proficient rappers of all time, but not one of the best rappers of all time, because music is more than how good you are at something.
Technique.
Yeah, it's more than technique. And that's kind of weak coming from me because I focus a lot on technique, but I really do put a lot of feeling into what I'm doing. And a lot of people would say the same thing about me, and that's fine because I'm doing what makes me happy. When I was young, I hated Stevie Ray Vaughan. I was like, Stevie Ray Vaughan's stupid. He doesn't do anything original. He doesn't do, blah, 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 blah. He just copies all these people. He's just a white guy making money off the blues, like all these other guys that are just copying this and that. He's just copying people like Elvis Presley, blah, blah, blah. And then as I grew up and matured over time, I realized, Stevie Ray Vaughan's just a guy doing what he loves to do. And he's happy. He was happy doing it. He was great at it. And that's what he loved to do. And that's all I want to do. I just want to do what I love to do. And people are going to judge me, and I'm not going to do what most people probably want to do, but I'm just going to do what makes me happy. So Eminem, again, I can't dog on him, but as far as my favorite rappers, he lacks the real substance he lacks one of the big components of what I love about rap music. There's a few things I love about rap music.
What's the biggest component he lacks?
The biggest component he lacks is any kind of meaningful substance.
How you figure? He talks about some real shit.
He complains and talks about celebrities and cracks jokes. Another really important thing about rap is self, talking about yourself, being good at talking about yourself. And I appreciate that he does, but he's very restrained in that area. And I appreciate that he wants to be restrained in that area. But rap music is all about talking yourself up and being the shit. You have to think you're the shit. That's one of my favorite qualities of rap music is I am the shit.
Oh, so leave it to the white guy to come into the game and make it self-deprecating.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that he's trying to be modest, maybe. And that he's not trying to step on anyone's toes. And he certainly doesn't want to be accused of, cultural appropriation. I think
and I don't think anybody could accuse him of that because he came out and he was just him.
Well, but also he didn't, if he dogged on people and talked himself up like a lot of other rappers do, I think it would make him an easier target for that. Like, I think, so he kind of,
stayed in his lane.
Yeah. And
it helps when you're with Dre. That helps out a lot.
That helps out a lot.
You can stay in your lane if you're riding with Dre.
Yep, absolutely.
Is Dre the best producer ever?
Oh God, I don't want to say what I want to say.
Say what you want to say.
I hate Kanye West. I can't stand the guy, especially after jumping on the Trump train thing. Like, Kanye is a despicable person. And I think he's a terrible rapper, but he might be the greatest producer of all time.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. It kind of got muffled. Your hand was in. What'd you say?
He may very well be the greatest producer of all time.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you said he may very well be the greatest producer of all time.
Yeah, maybe something like that got said. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're going by track record, if you're going by results, he's worth like $6 billion. Do you know that?
No, I don't know.
He's worth 6 times Jay-Z. And how? When Jay-Z is like one of the greatest rappers of all time.
And in the Illuminati.
The legend of like rappers. But somehow Kanye West, just results based. I think he's probably the best producer of all time.
I don't think I can argue that. I don't think I can argue that. I'm not going to try to argue that.
Dre's one of my favorite producers of all time.
Who is your favorite producer?
What
do you look for? What's the thing that hooks you from a producer?
Well, there's got to be amazing beats. You got to have great beats, and you got to stay out of the way. So Wyclef,
Diddy, gone.
Oh God. Well, no. Okay, so Puff Daddy.
You said Daddy first. You said Daddy first.
Puff Daddy okay, as I will always call him. He'll always be Puff Daddy.
If Mama call him Puff, I'ma call him Puff.
Yeah, he's Puff Daddy. He'll always be Puff Daddy. He's a huge person to me. Like Biggie was a huge, because I'm from DC. I'm from the East Coast, so Biggie was my guy. Like he was the guy. Like he was. I mean, I always loved Tupac. I loved Dre, West Coast, Snoop Dogg. It's all great, but you know, I didn't choose the East Coast just because I'm from the East Coast. But I really do think Jay-Z and Biggie were like the kings, man. I really do. Like they're clever. That's like the West Coast had passion and fire, you know, and style.
Aggressive.
And the East Coast had like Jay-Z and Biggie. They're really clever. They're good at rhyming things that don't rhyme. They're good at getting away with whatever they want to get away with. They can say whatever they want to say. They can totally not rhyme, and it works. And you can't say otherwise. Like you can't, you know.
Slick. That's the word I would always use to describe. They're slick.
They're slick. They're clever.
Got slick mouth.
Yep. You know, Wu-Tang. I love the East Coast stuff. And Puff Daddy, man, a lot of like You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You. That song, that beat.
Mm-hmm.
I forgive him for doing the prayer in the beginning and talking. I forgive him because it's amazing.
But can you forgive him for that shit for the Godzilla movie?
Sure, I can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He needed money. he can't. The guy can't rap. Okay. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
got an empire to run here.
He's one of my favorite producers of all time because of Biggie. Because they were a great team, and that's what it takes to make great music is a great team, and they were a great team. So
is the RZA up there for you?
Oh, RZA's legendary. Absolutely. I was just never a huge Wu-Tang fan. And the beats, I see why there's a resurgence of Wu-Tang because there's like a real hipster culture thing, you know, where people love retro stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kids love retro stuff, you know? And,
Yeah.
And Wu-Tang, RZA's beat sounded old for its day. You know, he wanted that vinyl-y sound in a time when we had CDs and we were like already in the future, you know, and RZA had this already kind of old sound.
Grimy. It had a gritty sound to it from the jump. I remember that was like the first time I listened to a Wu-Tang album, I was like, why does this shit sound so old?
Right. We had already heard some clean CD quality shit at the time. You know,
for sure.
And Wu-Tang was kind of like, you know, a throwback.
I mean, at that time when Wu-Tang came out, I mean, I think Doggy Style was out the same year. So it's like we've been listening to Dre.
And that was all, you know, it's like so perfect. It's like so clean.
And then when you hear Cream, it's like it sounds like graded.
Right. It sounds like a record player.
Yeah.
You're
So and for me at first, that was initially a turnoff because I was just like, I can't really feel this. But then at some point, you got to shut the fuck up and listen. And then it was like, for me, the song that got me to listen to Wu-Tang was Ice Cream.
Yep.
Ice Cream was the song that got me to listen to Wu-Tang. Butter Pecan Ricans. When I heard Butter Pecan Ricans, I was like, I know a Puerto Rican bitch. Hold on now.
Like, there's a lot of great Wu-Tang. And RZA is legendary, man. And I mean, I watched the whole Hulu.
Was it good?
I loved it. We both loved it. It was great.
I've tried, but we got that thing. You know the thing where it's like, you got to watch it together. And we watched one episode together, and then for the past year and a half, it's been like, we gonna watch that next episode of the Wu-Tang thing anytime soon. So I just never, and I didn't want to get yelled at for going on because I've done that a bunch where we'll start a series and then I'm like, I ain't waiting for you no more, and I keep going. And for some reason with the Wu-Tang one, I couldn't do it. I just haven't gone back and did it.
I really liked it. You know,
I wanted to watch it.
However true it is, I don't care. You know, it is their past as told by them or as told by RZA, really. So he's great. You know, he's like super badass. In the show. But it's a good show.
Did you watch the New Edition one? The miniseries? That shit was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, the New Edition one was fucking great. And after that, then the Wu-Tang one came out, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch that. Because if it's half as good as the New Edition one, then I know it's gonna be tight. And I wanted to see the Bobby Brown one, but like for some reason that was behind the BET paywall, so I couldn't watch it.
Do with Bobby Brown.
Well, here's the thing, because it's like it was made by the same people that made the New Edition one, and the New Edition one was so good, and Bobby Brown, of course, goes his own way. So like that mini series was branching straight from the New Edition one. So I was like, oh, I want to see the whole story because in the New Edition one, when they showed Bobby Brown come out there with the fire hose and spray down Belle Biv DeVoe, I was like, oh, you got me. I'm watching the fuck out of this series. Like, you know, Bobby Brown being pissed off, going, these niggas need to get off stage. They over their time, goddamn it. I'm Bobby Brown. Move out the way. And he get the fire hose and he's trying to fucking squirt spray him down. And they're looking, and Michael Bivins is like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, like, yes, I need more of this in my life. I got to see the rest of the dumb shit Bobby was doing. So, like, I mean, New Edition was my jam, like legit.
Right.
And
I'll always have Bobby Brown can just fuck off and die.
Why? Because Whitney?
Yeah.
That's not his fault entirely.
Entirely.
It's not.
I don't care, man. She was a national fucking treasure, man.
Yeah, but she
and
was
he
already
fucked with that.
She was already on her own path before him. You can't. But if it wasn't him, then the labels would have hooked her up with somebody else, and she'd have got fucked up on something else. She had that type of personality. That,
did she?
Yeah.
From trouble did she have before him?
Plenty. She was already fucking getting high before him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna put her business out in the streets. It's documented though. There's plenty of documentaries that you can watch, written by some white guy.
Fuck Bobby Brown. She was a national treasure, man. She was a world treasure. She was a gift to the world, man.
8th greatest wonder.
Dude, she was
ninth maybe.
Greatest singer that ever lived, in my opinion.
Ever.
I'm
not gonna dispute that because Whitney is the shit.
You know, there's a lot of amazing opera singers, you know, that are amazing singers, but you know, also I'm putting this in the realm of stuff that most of the people in the world have heard. You know, there's that too.
Fair enough. Because I mean, I'm a bad motherfucker in my shower.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, the acoustics and shit hit right, and I get that little that note. The windows start shaking and shit. I'm like, I ain't gonna break the windows today. I ain't gonna do that to you, windows. But then I got a couple. One time, you don't want that. You don't want to hear me singing Whitney. I'll bring this whole fucking building down.
You're right. I don't want to hear you singing Whitney.
Shut the fuck up. All right. We got to wrap up soon. Let's see. I know you've wanted to have this conversation for years, and we've kind of had it. Greatest hip hop verse of all time? Is that what you've always asked me? My favorite hip hop verses?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to talk to you about rapper and verse. Yeah, but verse, I think verse is an important one, man, because I think we all have those verses that are just perfect.
Jay-Z, is that your chick? The fifth verse.
Okay.
Cool out, homie. That right, the one that starts with that. Yes, that's that. And here's the thing: like, I don't fuck with Jay really heavy anymore, but for a long time, Jay could do no wrong, right? And that song was the perfect encapsulation of why I fucked with Jay. I mean, he had 3 verses on that song. It's a Mint Bleak song. He had 3 verses on that song, and they let Twista get a verse in too. They gave him a hot 16. But Jay stole it. Like, he went so hard that he had to have 3. He had enough verses in that one song that he was able to cut everybody else out of it, and it could have just been his song because he had 3 verses on the motherfucker. His second verse and the third verse were 2 of my favorite verses ever, because Jay was at the time was taking that step to, like, he's about to take that next step to really blowing up. This is around the time he's linking up with Pharrell and them, right? You got Missy on the chorus on this shit. But in that one, he gave you a little bit of that old Jay-Z style, that old Jay-Z cadence that you remember from Volume 2, that you remember from Reasonable Doubt. Some of that old cadence that he had, because he was switching the styles up. This is right before Big Pimpin', so he hadn't gone all the way to that fucking, I don't want to say the dark side, because I fucked with all that Jay. But he still had that little glimmer of that
Reasonable Doubt, Life and Times.
That he still had some of that in him with that. Like he summoned a little bit of that spirit of let me give him some 94 one more time. You know, some of that Brooklyn's finest. Let me give them that flow one more time. And I'm gonna give it to you in 3 16-bar spurts. There you go. No, Miff, go ahead, do your thing. Watch out, I'm gonna do it again. Here it is again. You know, like, so that one, all time. To that point, nigga what, nigga who? That is my favorite Jay-Z song of all time. Nothing touches that. I don't know what happened to Emil. I don't know what bridge he threw her off of. She's gone. But that one, so like I used to be a big Jay fan, so I'm gonna start there.
Sure. We all did.
Yeah. Nigga
At
What,
some
Nigga
point.
Who was that's right here. Favorite Jay song ever. And then Feeling It. That's on a nice, in April. It's about 75, on a good 80-degree day, sun's out, nice breeze, roll the windows down in the car and fly down the highway, listen to Feeling It. Not even fly, cruise. I wouldn't even go down the highway. I'd get on 290 heading east and just cruise 55 miles an hour to Feeling It. And then hit repeat. When I can't hear it no more, then I'll turn around and come back and I'll listen to Mariah Carey all the way home. But B-sides, all B-side Mariah Carey. But those three Jay-Z ones will forever resonate with me. Meth the Man's verse in the Rockwilder. In fact, the Rockwilder straight up altogether. I love Redman. I was a big Muddy Waters fan. When he did that Muddy Waters album, I used to fuck with Reggie Noble hard, man. I might have been one of the only people in Texas that bought the Brick City album. Like, I fucking loved Redman back in the day. Reggie Noble was my shit, dude. And I know he's got some verses that, and that's why I said, like, I don't remember specific things anymore. Not that I got fucked up or anything. I don't remember. It's been a long time. There's a lot of music. But from the Reggie Noble definitely had some verses that the first time I heard them, I was like, I can't believe that he put this shit together. And then you look at the Rockwilder, his verse and Meth's verse. That might be the most perfect hip hop song of all time. We each get one verse, give them a la la la, cut the fucking song. It's 2.5 minutes. And there's no fat on that song at all. Not a single ounce of fat on the Rockwilder. And you get the best of Meth and the best of Red. And you can't ask for anything more than that. Seriously, you can't. I want to give a shout out to X because DMX had a couple verses that
His first album was phenomenal.
Dude.
Like, the Convo was like, I listened to that song like 5 times in a row. Like, I listened to that album over and over again on repeat. It was amazing.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot was an instant, like, eye-opener. Instant. I'll put this out there. You will never hear me copying for any LL verse. Sorry. Not copying for no LL verse.
LL was LL was a pop star, man. LL was for the ladies.
Yeah.
He fucking was, man. He was a boy. He was a one-man boy band. That's what LL Cool J was. And that's fine.
Or the copy of his copy, which would be Ja Rule. You're not gonna hear me copying for any Ja Rule.
God, you want to make LL Cool J seem cool?
Huh?
Say Ja Rule.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I will say this: you brought up 50 earlier. 50 had a song before Wanksta. It was Robin. I think it was like called Robin MCs or something like that. And the whole song was him talking about robbing motherfuckers. And there's something about those grimy New York dudes, like him and DMX. Anybody that gets on wax and talks about robbing people, I'm like, yeah, I fucks with that. I don't know why, but if you talk about robbing people, I'm like, yeah.
That's real shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if your thing is, so a lot of people listen to rap music and they think, oh, I'm not going to listen to it if they don't really do this shit. If they're not real gangster. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
No.
Whatever you say, I don't hope that 3 6 Mafia actually beats the shit out of women.
But they probably do.
They're hookers.
Or they probably did.
Maybe. Okay, I would only hope that they don't, though. It's kind of one thing I love about Wu-Tang is that they have imagination, and it's clear that they're talking imaginatively. Most of it. I mean, I'm sure they say some real shit.
Best verse ever, and it's to the point you're making. Biggie, I got a story to tell.
Right.
Can't find me a more perfectly laid out fucking song. Like the story, the rhymes, everything.
Yep.
Because Biggie had that ability to help you visualize it. You can see what he was saying. You can see the car double parked outside by the hydrant. You can see him talking to Gloria behind the hotel desk and shit, saying, this bitch don't want no problems with you. And she leave, right? You can see the girls walk. You can see him shooting it out with Maxie in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? Like they laid it out so well.
Sure.
He laid it out so well that you can see it, and then you're like, yo, and every line rhyme, and it had a nice beat.
So this is where I just want to bring up Eminem again. A big distinction. Eminem is like an onslaught of words and wow, right? But Biggie, someone like Biggie, really tells a story. Really uses incredible words. He doesn't use the words because they rhyme well. He uses words that describe well. He says things like, and his ability to write is like a great writer, is like a great storyteller. He is a great writer. And like Eminem lacks that almost completely, as where, people like Method Man, even Tupac give you that visualization. Where Eminem gives you gratification of like, wow, that was cool. Oh, rhyming. Oh, whoa. It's cool and all.
He just says some crazy shit.
Yeah, and like,
sitting next to
you
Britney
hate your
Spears.
mom. Like, oh my God, yeah, Britney Spears. Oh, the celebrities. We talk shit. Like, oh, it's great and all, but he doesn't do what you're describing. Like what you're saying right now is like one of the things that one of the greatest rappers of all time does. That Jay-Z does. They make you visualize a story.
And Pac makes you feel.
Yeah.
Pac made you feel. Nobody made you feel like Pac made you feel.
Yeah.
Like you felt the pain.
Yep. Hellraiser, like the song Hellraiser, man, like, and it's fast, it's upbeat, it's weird, it's a mixed emotion to feel the way that you feel, from the dedication in the beginning to on through, like it's got power. Tupac's got power and passion.
Yeah. We gotta get out of here. We could talk music all goddamn day. And this, we probably
So my
will.
favorite verses.
Yes, let's hear this. I want to hear this.
22 Twos.
Yes,
You know 22 Twos. And Jay-Z is not technically one of my favorite rappers. He might be in my top 10, but he's not in my top 5 favorite rappers.
Who's in your top 5?
Oh, man. Well, you know who my number 1 is.
Yeah, KRS-One.
No.
Biz Markie.
But look, KRS-One is one of the best of all time.
Busy Bone.
What? I love Bone Thugs. I love Bone Thugs, but far from my favorite. Look, 22 Twos, Jay-Z.
Okay.
Favorite verse. So one that might surprise you, and I've listened to it over and over again, and I just cannot get over what a perfect verse it is oh God, what's their name? Dead Prez. Pimp the System, hell yeah. Do you know that song?
Mm-mm.
Dude, go listen to that. Listen to the last verse in that song is such a perfect verse to me. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Like it's he's talking about the unfairness of employment. It just life. He's talking about real life. He's talking about life like we understand it, the life that we all know. Like it's such a good verse. And it's clever, and it's got great rhymes. It's great rhythm. It's a real fast song. It's got like a dance beat to it. It's a weird song. It's a funny song. I love all the verses on it, but the last verse is such a standout verse. You got to hear it. It's just really, really, it's just really great. It's really perfect. It's perfect delivery, and it's just talking about just really, really good, the unfairness. The whole song is about taking advantage of, credit card scams, being a criminal, being like a low-life criminal.
What's the name of the song again?
Making money. It's called Hell Yeah, Pimp the System.
From Dead Prez?
Yeah, and it's just about, like credit card fraud, tax fraud, how to like make a few dollars, how to hustle. It's a song about hustling.
Okay.
And the last song is about, or the last verse, he's like working fast food. And he's telling you how to hustle, in the fast food and how to get out, and it's like, it's just a really good, really, really good verse. And if you never heard it, I just really recommend it.
I will look into it. Make sure you send that to me so that way I can remember the song. In fact, later on, just shoot me the video and I will check it out for sure. Can I give a shout out to Busta Rhymes and Ludacris?
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, love him.
I think Busta and Ludacris are underrated.
Well, Busta is like the original fast rapper. He was the first rapper that like blew me away, because I heard him before I heard Mystical or
the dude Twister.
Twister.
Yeah.
Right.
Or was an E40 out west that was doing it.
Right. I mean, I had heard Bone Thugs,
Mhm.
but Busta Rhymes was just like
The prototype. If you're gonna do it this way, that's the way you do it.
and just so musical. You know, he's like an instrument. He's
His voice is percussion.
right.
He uses his lyrics as percussion.
But he also has a sense of melody, and this is I'm not trying to dog too hard on Eminem again. But
Why
like,
are you doing this to
but
Sadie?
like-
Don't
but
do
like-
this to Marshall.
But like Busta Rhymes has like a melodic quality. He has a musical quality that Eminem doesn't have. The musical
perfect
quality,
example
so.
of that is "Give Me Some More." The way, even though we get the money, give me some more. But the cash and the big cheese, give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some more. That was in the whole and the.
And he's fun and he's playful and it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like that's like Busta Rhymes makes you feel good because it's so fun. It's so playful, man.
He's had some great verses too. He's had
Yeah.
some great. I mean, think about how many songs that Busta just jumped on, and it was like this song was okay, but Busta's verse, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Like he would just do features, and it was like, oh shit. He made me listen to a Chris Brown song a lot because I wasn't fucking with Chris Brown at all, and then it was like, oh, that's that Busta verse though. I gotta kind of listen to the song so I can hear that Busta verse. And then he made Weezy hot.
Right.
Yeah, because that was at a time when Weezy was breaking out, really, and the only reason I listened is because it came after the Busta verse.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Chris, I love you, brother.
I love you too, man.
I'm so glad you came and we were able to do this here and have these conversations in front of the camera and shit because like we've had these conversations with me being drunk many times, and I'm glad we got to do this in clear minds and just actually just chill out and put this shit on wax for people to hear.
It was 10 years ago that we were both drunk, both rapping Notorious Thugs at Bender.
Armed and dangerous. It's Bone and Biggie. It's Bone and Biggie. Have you watched any of the verses? You haven't watched any of the verses? You should 100% look into it. The verses, like the Timbaland and Swiss Beat started it last year, and it started off with them two like playing their songs against each other. Tim would play one of his songs, and Swiss would play one of his songs, and they were just going back and forth battling, playing their own shit. And then they ended up like expanding this thing and bringing in, inviting other artists to do it. And then next thing you know, now it's like a whole stage show that they do like, I guess maybe once or twice a month. Last month they had 3-6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs and Harmony. Before that, they had, right before DMX died, they had DMX versus Snoop Dogg. And,
What?
Oh, and it ended up just being like a concert in a studio where like when X was performing, Snoop started doing his backups. And then vice versa, like when Snoop was performing, X was in the background. It was one of the dopest things I've ever seen. One of my favorites was like Little John versus T-Pain, and Little John.
No, we gotta watch this.
Little John murdered him, and it became a game.
Wow.
Like halfway through, Little John was just having fun with it. He goes, "Oh, you gonna play a song with Pitbull? That's cool. I got songs with Pitbull. What do you think about this one? Huh?" And everything that like he's like, "Oh, you want to play a song about drinking? I got a song about drinking. Shots. He's just like everything. And T-Pain was just sitting there like all discouraged, like, I don't got shit. And then he's like,
Got auto-tune.
He's like, by the way, here's you. Here's a song with you. Just, yeah, like not all of them are great, but a lot of them are so fantastic.
DMX
Like,
and Snoop Dogg. Wow.
yeah, that was a gem. I'll go through and find some of the ones I think you like, and I'll shoot you links so you can check them out because they're all on YouTube now. Or if you have like Spotify or Apple Music, you can they curated the list so you can just listen to the playlist song for song on Spotify and iTunes, maybe Tidal as well. But I like to see the shit, and especially with the Snoop and DMX one. DMX looked like somebody's uncle at a barbecue with sweats on. He legit looked like he went from, buns from Belly to fucking Uncle Earl. Like wearing like he could have been in the sweatsuit mafia, man. He was just fucking jumpsuited out. And it was like, dude, he got gray hairs on his face.
Was he wearing New Balances like you do?
I don't wear fucking New Balance. I ain't never wore a New Balance in my motherfucking life. In fact, my balance is old, nigga. Don't you fucking tell me about some goddamn New Balances. Chris Devore, thank you so much. We're gonna cut to a performance of you playing a song. What's the name of the song that you played?
It's a old Russian song called Ochichiarne, which is Dark Eyes, and I put an intro in front of it, And I kind of do, a popular rendition that's kind of my rendition of it.
You know what? You're our first musical guest.
Woo!
So that's right there. You know what? I'm gonna get you a button. You can put that shit on your strap. Yeah, I'll get you a pin. First musical guest.
Awesome.
It'll be about 5 years before you get it. But
Cool. Yeah, no, I'll keep it on the guitar that I keep at home.
Cool. Please, by all means. Yeah, for sure. Chris, I love you, brother. Tell the people where they can find you. Like, where can they find you around town?
Online you can find me at Chris Devore Music, or now I have theKarateCowboy.com. Or you can email me at thekaratecowboy@gmail. So I've got The Karate Cowboy all over the place. So thekaratecowboy.com. Also, I'm Chris Devore Music. If you're interested in seeing me live, you should come to the website and send me a contact form. Get on my email list. And because I don't, on social media, it's just I don't really post shows on Facebook and Instagram because it's just pointless. People who want to come will let me know that they want to come. And if you want to come, let me know. Contact me because I like making contact with people. I like building real relationships. I don't want to just garner likes and fake Facebook, Instagram things. If you're interested, let me know. Send me a contact form. Send me a message. Email me at thekaratecowboy@gmail. Let me know, and I'll let you know tell me when you got free time, and I'll tell you where my shows are at because I play every week.
Do that, guys. Look him up. Hit him up. Get in contact with Chris. You're going to get a taste of it right now, but please support this brother because he is magic in a bottle. I'm trying to tell you, you're a fucking genie. You're too good for this world.
I'm not like Sinbad, right?
Oh, no. Fuck no.
No. Okay,
No. You're more like Robin Williams. No. You're more like Christina Aguilera, genie in a bottle.
But not Will Smith.
No, you don't. You can't. No.
He was cool once.
Oh, for sure.
Will Smith was amazing at one point.
Also, Will Smith is a top 5 rapper of all time. Thank you guys for listening to the Gray Area Podcast.
I wouldn't disagree with that. He's.
I've gotten so much flack for saying that.
I give
on
him a
this
lot
show.
of credit, man. I give him a lot of credit. He really, and he deserves it, man. And also, he's a happy, positive rapper, and we need him.
And his wife has amazing pancakes. Y'all look into Jada Pinkett pancakes. Real talk.
Dude, he's great. Will Smith is great.
Thank you. Somebody.
He is.
Back. You hear that? Back's always talking about clip stuff, G. Clip that. Show Back that shit right there. All right? We had a real musician saying Will Smith is great and shit.
He was great.
Was. Men in Black was still a good song. Oh, shit.
When I say I meant before Men in Black.
Fuck you. No, that was still, because he had the alien. Slide with me. Just slide with me. We're going to do this all fucking day. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Gray Area. Make sure you check us out on all the social medias, even though Chris said don't fuck with social media. Don't listen to Chris. We're on Instagram, Podcast The Gray Area, Twitter, Podcast Gray Area, the YouTube page. Please like, subscribe. Thank you guys. If you're on the audio platforms, please, let us know how we're doing. Leave a review. Hit that like button, subscribe, so that way you know the next time we're going to be out here. Again, big news coming. There's going to be some changes around here. We're going to talk about it more next week. Keep an eye out for that. At the end of the month, we got Pandemic playing right here. It's going to be some of your favorite comedians from Austin playing a board game, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Until then, here's mud in your eyes. Peace.
Thanks for listening. You can find more episodes and all of our other Hot Pie Media originals baked fresh daily at our home online at hotpiemedia.com, the Hot Pie Media YouTube channel, or wherever you listen to podcasts.